What's up, YouTube fam? Back again with another video on some knife making. This video is just a quick roundup of what I've been up to in the last few weeks, really, to be honest. So, I've made a few knives, so I'll just go through them with you, and you can let me know what you think. Okay. I should have probably waited until I'd finished them all properly, but it is what it is, you know. So, have a look, see what you think. Let me know. Cheers, bye. Bosh, we're back in the room. These are some ski and do's that I've been making, from the oldest to the most recent. So I made this about probably a month or two ago, and it's an early example, shall we say. It's got, I'll just go through it with you. Ignore that black pen line on it. That was, I was going to try and cut a groove in the blade, but I tried it in another couple of knives and I made a balls of it. The grinder was like, wasn't cutting it was cutting a straight line, but it was like going off the line, if you like. So I gave that up as a bad joke. So this one's got 3mm brass pins. It's made out of, it's either bog oak or, no, sorry, this one's made out of ebony, I believe. And it's a nice size, you know, it's light and it's not too thick, so you could wear that quite easily with your kilt, you know. It's not a big bulky thing. And obviously it needs finished up, so like I say, ignore the pen marks. This is another one I did at the same time. This one also has, I think this is African blackwood at the front and zebrano at the back. It's also got 3mm pins. The blades made of, I think these possibly, they're either AEBL or they might be 1084, to be honest. I can't remember what they are, but the other ones are all SF100 stainless. I know that much, but these ones, I did them a while ago. I can't actually remember what they are. However, that's them. It's got like 3mm pins. This one has got green liners, and as you can see, it doesn't really match up very well, so this one probably won't get sold, to be honest. Unless somebody wants it for a discount. I mean, who would notice? Would you notice? You would probably know. I would notice. So anyway, it needs finished off as well. I need to polish up these edges and get all that like compound out of there and stuff like that. Tidy up the area at the front. These I've put a 45-degree angle on, as you can see, and the roundness is just the way that I've shaped the blade. You know, if you look at it down the end, you can see that they're pretty similar. In fact, they should be pretty much the same. So that's the second one that I did. These two here, I really like them. These are wood handles, obviously. That's African camwood is the orange one. The black one is African blackwood. Again, camwood, blackwood. I use the same scales and I just split them to make two knives with segmented areas, you know. This one's got an offcut of that zebrano in the middle, white liners, and white liners down here as well. Nice wood, this. I really like it. This camwood. It's very nice, you know. I mean, just look at the pattern in there. That is nice. Well, I think it is. Anyway, this one here has got orange, well, it's Bengal, it's called, and it's a Kiranite material in the middle. White liners, camwood in the front, and blackwood in the back, with again 3mm pins, and this is AEBL. As you can see, I've filed in some notches on it. I'm not sure what the correct term is. I'll just call them notches because that's what they look like. And I did the same with this one. So these are stainless. They should hold up well. Made a sheath or two for them as well. This one here I really like. This is white pearl. Now, ski and do actually stands for black knife, or it loosely translates to either dark knife or black knife in Gaelic. And I just thought I'd make a white one to annoy people. This one's got 3mm brass pins again, and I've rounded the front this time instead of having it straight across. I have put an angle on the front as well, as you can see. And yeah, like I say, I really like this. It just looks dead classy, I think. You know, very nice. This is the last one I did. Again, I notched the blade, put some additional filings down between the notches. I think it looks good, personally. You know, it's just something. Camera's not focusing very well here. And again, this is SF100. The bevels have been ground in. And the handle's got the 3mm pins. At the front, it's got black ice kerinite, blue liner or blue divider. It's not got liners down the between the blade and the scales, if you like. It's just got a divider in it, this one. And the back is made of African blackwood. I like African blackwood, you might be able to guess. I've got a few there that I've made as blackwood, but it smells really nice when it's grinding. It smells like licorice, I would say. The closest thing I could describe it as. But yeah, I like this one. I like the way that it offsets the, you know what I mean, the difference between the front and the back of the handle. And it is actually black. So, nice. I like it. This material I used in another knife that I'll show you in a minute. Wasn't too happy with it, to be honest. The material. I wasn't too happy with the material on it. In fact, I'll show you just now. Boosh. This here. This is meant to be a Serbian cleaver. That's my take on it. And like I say, the handles are black ice, but if you look at it, if you look to the left-hand side of the handle here, it just looks black. And then there's a couple of patches in it that just look black, that don't have this ice part, I guess. You know, there's another bit there where my thumb is, it just looks black. So I won't be using it again, that's for sure. It's got black carbon fibre pins, this one. White liner. I was keeping this for myself. This side looks better, to be honest, the pattern in it, but you can still see some bits that are like, they just look black, you know. If it looked like it does at the front here, all the way through the handle, I'd have been a lot happier. I don't want to sound like I'm moaning, but I'm moaning. I wouldn't use it again. Black ice, forget it. Another one I wouldn't use again, since I'm in a moaning mood, is this here. This is black pearl kerinite. Had this for a while in my box, and I decided to use it in this kitchen knife. However, the kitchen knife is now narrower than I would have wanted it to be, because when I first ground this edge, it just looked black. It looked like black G10. There was no pearl in it at all, you know. And I had a back and forth with the people that make it and the suppliers, and they kind of said, oh, well, you need to sand it down a bit more, but I was quite happy with the width it was. I didn't want it sanded down anymore. But anyway, because I was going to take the handle off anyway, I decided to sand it down a bit more and see if there was any pearl in it. And lo and behold, there was, but it's about 2mm down. So I would not recommend using this black pearl unless your handle's going to be really thin, because that's down to about, oh, I don't even know what it is now, but the blade's 3mm, so I would guess that the scales are about 4. They start at 7, so that's about 3mm off it, you know. Not impressed, if I'm honest. Not impressed, but I believe it's just the way the product's cast, you know. And now that it is down to show a little bit of pearl, looks a bit nicer, but I won't be using it again, that's for sure. Not unless I'm using it in something extremely thin. Okay, so that's the kitchen These two I'm keeping for myself for the kitchen. This one and this one. And I'm also keeping this one for my kitchen. This is my take on a Japanese bunker. And it's okay, I guess. You know, I'm no expert at kitchen knives by any stretch. I've made it out of 3mm SF100 stainless again. Ground bevel on it. Sent it off for heat treatment with Graham Clark as usual. These have all been heat treated by Graham Clark, plus all the rest of the knives. He does a good job and he doesn't charge a fortune. Unfortunately, I had an issue with the handle of this one. I do like the handle, it's very nice. It's a white and gold, I guess it'd be an acrylic handle, would it be? I'm not sure. However, when I fitted it, if you look up here where my thumb is, it cracked. So I'm not happy with that. I bought the handle pre-made, which I should have probably known not to, you know. But when it came, I epoxied it in place. And it was the next day I noticed a crack in it. So I'm not sure whether the epoxy expanded or anything. I doubt it, to be honest. I don't think it would expand. In fact, I'm certain it wouldn't expand. I think it's just down to the materials and the buying it from China. So that's what you get. I've contacted them and asked them if they want to do something about it. But I don't suppose they will, because they're another side of the world. The only other thing I should have done with this one is at the blade here, I should have put a curve on it. See where my finger is? I should put a curve in there so that when I put my finger up against it, you know, it would have fitted in there. And the other thing I will be doing, because I won't be keeping this one, the other thing I will be doing is making it wider. This is 40mm, it's not wide enough to be fair. It needs to be at least 50, so I'm going 50mm and I'm going to remake it. So that's that. That's a kitchen knife. Right, I shall move some of these out of the way just to make room for some other stuff. I've been kind of busy, to be fair. I have been kind of busy. But we'll get these out of the way just now. And I'll show you what else I've been making. This little chunky monkey here, I did this a while ago. I believe it's AEBL. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is. It's got blue liners and lime green G10 handles. Very nice. It's got an edge on it, this one. The rest of them haven't got edges on them, so this will certainly cut you. I was trying to do some like triangular patternation in the front of the handles, you know. I mean, it's okay, I suppose, but you know, depends if you like that sort of thing or not. I kind of like it, to be fair, and fits in the hand nicely. This knife was made with a bit of steel I had left over, hence the shape of the handle here at the end. It like comes down to a point. It was just because that was the way the steel was when I cut it. You know, that was all I had left, and I wanted to make it a handle that actually fitted my hand, you know. So this one fits my hand just, and I've got massive hands. So maybe should have taken the grind a little bit higher up. I don't know what that is there. Never noticed that before. Maybe caught it with the sander when I was sanding down the edge of the blade. Yeah, quite like that one. I guess it's just like a utility knife or something along that lines. Next up is this one. Now, this is a pearl handle also. This is white pearl kyanite, and this is what pearl should look like. And as you can see, it's still plenty thick enough. So I don't know how they can do it with the white, but they can't do it with the black. Because that's the black one. That's the white one. Let me just see if I can... You can see the difference in thickness. The black one looks a bit flipping. Just over half the thickness of the white one, to be fair. So if you're buying pearl, buy the white one. There's my advice. This one I really like. I really like the shape of the blade. I put some jimping on the top here. ground out the bevel in it, stained it. This is SF100 stainless as well. I stained it, but it's just sort of turned grey, so I won't be staining it again. I won't be staining stainless again, you know. Etching, should I say, stainless again. But it turned out quite nice, that one. I do like it. You know, I've yet to make sheaths for them, but feels good in the hand. I'll maybe, possibly, take a bit more off these handles on the bottom corner where my thumb's running along, and this side here, it still feels a little bit blocky, you know. It is a little bit blocky. There's no getting away from it, so I'll need to reshape that handle slightly. But it's easier to take the material off. You can't put it back on, as I say. So when you're doing this, just take your time, you know. Finish it up even, like I have. Like, well, not finish it up, but you know what I mean. Finish it up, polish it, and take it down to whatever grit you're taking it to, and then try it as you go. But when I was trying it, it seemed okay. It felt okay, but now that it's finished, it doesn't. So, hey ho. Now, this one here is also etched, but this is carbon steel. And if you look at the two side by side, you can see the difference. This one's dark. That one's just like a sort of light grey, murky colour. Not very nice. This one is very nice. I do like it. This is like a camp knife. It's got 6mm brass pins, and the wood is African camwood. Now, just look at the grain on it, if it'll focus. My phone will focus even. It's bloody lovely. I really like this wood. I really like wood in general, compared to kernite, to be honest. I mean, kernite's a 5-minute flipping job to sand down compared to wood. And pretty much anyone can do it, you know. But wood's a different matter. But yeah, I like this. The only issue I had with this, and I'm being super picky here, is that if you look at the corner there, there's like a black line in the wood. Wood's a natural material, obviously, so you can't have it all the same colour, but that was in the scales that I bought, so what I did was I tried to put it as far out the way as possible, and I thought I'll stick it at the back rather than the front, because it would stick out a bit more at the front, you know. But, I mean, don't get me wrong, it doesn't bother me that much, it's just one little bit of it. But this one's sanded up to 1200 and then polished. Brass pins as well. Sharpening choil in this one. I've yet to sharpen the blade, and I still need to tidy up the Picasso area here. You can see there's a little bit of masking tape and maybe some adhesive off the masking tape or something on there, so I need to get a shot of that before I can do any more with it. So yeah, need to tidy up that. There's just a bit of polish in the end there, you can see. That needs tidied up. But it's a nice knife, that one. I like it. Next up are these bad boys. I'll take them both out, just save me going one at a time. These are both 1084. They are 5mm thick, I believe it is. And deadly. This one's got a false edge in it at the top. Ground bevel on the bottom. Again, ground bevel on the bottom, false edge on the top. There's just one little mark there on the bevel I wasn't too happy with. But my bevels are getting a lot better, I think. You know, for a relative beginner, I would say they're looking a bit better. So that's the blade on this one. The handle on it. How's that? That looks lovely, doesn't it? That is red blood red kernite with 6mm carbon pins, and it's been sanded up to, I think it was 800, this one, and then quickly polished. You know, it's nice material. I mean, sometimes you get this kernite and there's not much going on in it, but this one, when I got it, there was like a lot of patternation in it, which is what I like and what I prefer, you know. But again, it's just the luck of the draw, you know, whether you get one with a lot of patternation in it or one with not a lot of patternation in it. But it's a nice material, very easy to shape, you know. This one I had to cut down, well, grind down the width of the handle here, where my fingers are, because the scales are only like 40mm wide and the blade was wider, so it was either that or a bit of metal poking out here, which I didn't really fancy. So what I did was I just squared it off. But I mean, with the shape of the back, you can see where it originally went to. That angle, let me just show you. This angle here was about the same down here, and it came to a point, so I just squared it off to get the handle to fit. At the front, I've just curved it round there, put a 45 degree on it. Very nice. And this here is the mighty chopper. Same material, 5mm, 1084. Nice bevel on it. Like I say, my bevels are getting better. This one's very good, in my opinion. For me, shall we say. And the blade's just been sanded. I was going to etch these blades, but I couldn't find a container big enough to put them in with the ferric. So I might either get a bigger container, because the handle will be acid proof, I believe. And I might etch them the same as that brown handled, that camwood handled knife. So I think it would hide little imperfections like that. And I also think it would look better, maybe. Let me know what you think in the comments, if you think it would look better or not. So that's what I've been up to. Quite a bit. What else have I got on the horizon? This is a carbon that I use for the pins. It's a 6mm bit in the top, 3mm in the bottom. Got it off eBay from some computer company. This is my son's knife. This is AEBL, and it's yet to have its second grind. I've drawn a pencil line there for him just to give him a sort of indicator of where you might want to go to. You can see it's still got quite a thick edge there. This is again hardened and tempered by Graham down the road there, and it came out at 60, 61. They've all come out at about 60, 61 in the HRC scale, which is fine. That's perfectly hardened enough for me. So son's away the Sea Cadets this weekend, so he won't be able to get his knife finished. But he'll get there, I'm sure. The other ones I've been making, I'll just show you these whilst we're here. Save me doing it again. These are SF100. Let's move some of these out the way and we'll get a bit of room to manoeuvre. Right, these are SF100 stainless. I'm undecided about these two tonight. I'm not sure if I like them or not, to be fair. I do really like this one. This is going to be a little skinning knife. You can see I put some jimping on the end so that when you're skinning, you can stick your finger there and get a bit of purchase whilst you're taking the hide off, you know. It's got a slight burn mark in the blade there. That's not a problem. That'll sand out. That one has been... Oh no, sorry, this one has not been hardened. None of these have been hardened or tempered. So Graham had said to me that the edges are marginally too narrow for him for hardening, so what I'll do is I'll grind the edge back in that one till it's at about a millimetre. This one here I quite like. This is just scrap steel that I had left over, to be honest, that I was using up. Nice little knife. Handle's a little bit short, but like I say, it was the end of the bar. That was all I had left. It was either that or make the blade shorter. I didn't really fancy that. These two here, drop points, I guess. But like I say, I'm looking at them and I'm seeing a kitchen knife rather than a outdoor knife, But well, we'll see. I might not get them hard. I might get them hardened. I might just not bother. Because I'm just doing this as a hobby. I'm not selling these or anything like that, But I mean, you only need so many knives. You don't need like flipping. You don't need all that. I just make them because I like making them. So we'll see what happens with these. And like I say, hardening, tempering them, it's not free, so you still have to pay for it. So it's just money going out all the time. So what I might do is I might try and sell some of those skiing doos. I like making skiing doos. They're nice and straightforward, I guess you would say, to make. And I like being able to make different patternations and the handles on them as well, So I'll need somebody to buy them. But yeah, I'm beginning to amass a collection of knives. So something's going to have to give. I'm either going to have to go legit and start selling them, or I don't know, throw them in the bin. Anyway, that's the entertainment for the last few weeks, and I'm quite happy with them. Do like this one. Not so sure about these two, if I'm honest. So because they haven't been hardened and tempered yet, I could always change the shape of the blade. You know what I mean? Could change it to something a bit more like that. I guess I could, yeah, or I could like take this angle down further to a point, I suppose. If you get any suggestions, put them in the comments. Thanks for listening to me warbling on for a good flipping 25 odd minutes. Appreciate you coming here. If you like the content, like and subscribe. I've not got a huge amount of I've not got barely any subscribers, if I'm honest. So if you do like it, hit a subscribe down and you can see what I'm up to. And I'll show some more actual making of the knives rather than just showing you them when they're done. Okay, so that's me for this week. Peace out, my Negroes.